Okay, we are in part 2. Let's get going with Paddington Bear. Goodness gracious, exclaimed Miss Bird. What have you got there? It's not a what, said Judy. It's a bear. His name's Paddington, and he's coming to stay with us. A bear, said Miss Bird, as Paddington raised his hat. Well, he has good manners. I'll say that for him. I'm afraid I stepped in some cream cakes by mistake, said Paddington. I can see that, said Miss Bird. I'd better get Jonathan to run a bath. I dare say you'll be wanting some marmalade, too. I think she likes you, whispered Judy. While Jonathan ran the water, Judy gave Paddington some soap and a towel, but Paddington was too busy to bother with either. First, he tried writing his name with steam in the mirror. Oh no, he's making a lot of mess so far. Then he used Miss Brown's shaving cream to draw a map of Peru on the floor. No. It wasn't until a drip landed on his head that he remembered he was supposed to be having a bath. He soon discovered that wasn't as easy as it sounded. It's one thing climbing into a bath, but quite another thing getting out again, especially when the tub is full of water and your eyes are covered in soap. Oh no, guys, don't do that at home. Definitely not. Definitely not. You definitely don't want to do that. Paddington tried calling out, "Help!" at the first in a very quiet voice, so as not to disturb anyone, then very loudly, "Help! Help!" When that didn't work, he began bailing out the water with his hat. But the hat had several holes in it, and his map of Peru soon turned into a sea of foam. Suddenly, Jonathan and Judy burst into the bathroom and lifted a dripping Paddington on the floor. "Thank goodness you're all right," cried Judy. "Fancy making all his mess," said Jonathan admiringly. "Even I've never made as much mess as this. But why didn't you just pull the plug out?" "Oh," said Paddington, "I never thought of that." "Paddington!" You guys should remember that. I know you guys can. When Paddington came downstairs, he looked so clean no one could possibly be cross with him. His fur was all soft and silky. His nose gleamed. His paws had lost all traces of jam and cream. Good. The Browns made room for him in a small armchair by the fire, and Miss Bird brought him a pot of tea and a plate of hot buttered toast. "Now," said Miss Brown, "you must tell us about yourself. I'm sure you must have had lots of adventures." "I have," said Paddington earnestly. "Things are always happening to me. I'm that sort of a bear." He settled back in his armchair and stretched out his toes toward the fire. "I was brought up by my Aunt Lucy in the darkest Peru," he began. "But then she had to go into a home for retired bears in Lima." He closed his eyes thoughtfully, and had a hush fell over the room as everyone waited expectantly. After a while, when nothing happened, they began to get restless. Mr. Brown coughed loudly. Then he reached across and poked Paddington with his finger. He said, "Well, I never," said Mr. Brown. "I do believe he's fast asleep." "Are you surprised?" asked Miss Brown. The end. That was the book, Paddington Bear. I think that I was reading while I was reading in the other part. I didn't really show a little bit of the pictures, but I hope you guys like the story by Michael Bond, pictures by R.W. Alley. And if you guys want me to read more Paddington Bear books, or if you guys want me to go to new exciting places, make sure to tell family members and friends to subscribe, give likes, and stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next video. This was the Paddington Bear Read Aloud. Bye!